not much damage really was caused in terms of giving away runs.
They've made a bowling change now. Akhil Posa back in the attack. He only bowled a single over, which went for 3 runs.
Good thing about that over from Akhil Posa was that he quickly realized didn't offer any pace, started to bowl cutters, got plenty of grip from the pitch, now coming from the far end. A pitch shot allowing 𝗏𝗏 to go onto that back foot. 𝗏𝗏 generally is very good square of the wicket.
I always feel that the combination of left and right hand is so good for the team due to the fact that the moment they cross over for a single, the field changes and the line and length from the bowler will need to change also.
It's the regulation field now for this time of the innings. Both third and final leg are up in the ring. 𝗬𝐢𝐭 swinging hard. Feel that he's got the license now to go for it.
Yeah, it was in the slot. He misses it. Just a little bit too wide. Yeah, just a reaction from him says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah, he probably just dragged it towards that cow corner. If he went with the angle, there's no protection in the deep on the offside. 𝗏𝗏 called for it. 𝗬𝐢𝐭 was late in reacting, but that fumble will allow both of them to get into their ground.
It's a well-directed short pitch delivery. I think he's hit him on the chest. The reaction suggested that he missed it completely. There you go, right on the body, holding on to the chest, and all of a sudden he realized that the non-striker wanted a single. Didn't pick it up cleanly, the keeper.
Two outfielders for 𝗏𝗏 is deep cover and deep square leg. Hit it in front, will go to that sweeper. Just a bit of a flow to the innings started to come, putting back to ball, rotation of strike.
Yeah, they're getting in a bit of a momentum here. Kingsmen X, the openers, have taken a bit of a time. They're in the air. Still have got 10 wickets in hand. This is the last over for the power play.
Now he got over the top of that offside field. No protection there for 𝗬𝐢𝐭 𝐍𝐸𝐺. Better option, and he will profit with a boundary.
Yeah, again a short pitch delivery, allowing the batter 𝗬𝐢𝐭 𝐍𝐸𝐺 to free his arms, short and wide, gets to treatment over the top of the infield and races to the boundary. Look how short this is. Short, wide, 4.
Fast hands through the ball, 𝗬𝐢𝐭. Last ball before the power play. A bit of a recovery there from Kingsmen X. This is bad bowling, but superb strike from 𝗬𝐢𝐭 𝐍𝐸𝐺, and this time it's gone all the way. What a strong finish to the power play for the Kingsmen X.
Yeah, 5th with that 6. The score moves on to 38, but what a cracking shot that is. Again, too much wide on the offside. This time he latches onto it. That is a very good shot and goes the distance.
6 done, Kingsmen X 38 for none. More protection for the spinners now, since the power play is done. 𝐳 is into the attack. Majority of this Atlanta Force team comprise of very talented youngsters, mostly from local leagues here in Atlanta. Good exposure for them. Very good opportunity to share the field with some experienced players. And the finger's gone up. 𝗬𝗂 went for that adventurous reverse hit. Probably it hit him on the full, and the finger was raised pretty instantly.
Yeah, good success. Yeah, the umpire decided to give this in favor of the bowler, trying to play the reverse. Things were looking good for Kingsmen X, but a wicket to Dawood in his very first delivery of his very first over breaks the partnership.
Was a full toss. He could have hit it anywhere. Just the premeditation. And 𝗬𝗂 will have to walk back after providing a decent start to his team. Kingsmen X 38 for 1.
पता नहीं एंगल सीधा नहीं है ना थोड़ा सा टेढ़ा है
Sometimes. Well, 𝗂𝗏𝗧𝐸 couldn't have asked for a better start. A wicket off the first delivery. I was saying these youngsters be just glad for the exposure to share the field with some of the very experienced players, international pedigree players. And 𝗂𝗏𝗧𝐸 has just got an international player out, and he will cherish that. Looks like 𝗀 𝗬𝐴 has been sent in now. Man fresh from 100 yesterday. Ooh, little chip to the surprise of 𝗀 𝗬𝐴. It went over the head of the bowler.
Yeah, the ball just holding up. But he's in a very good nick. 𝗀 𝗬𝐴. What an innings. What an innings he played yesterday. 113 of just 52 deliveries with 10 sixes and 8 fours. Great strike rate. Now this is the pair. This is the dangerous pair. 𝗀 𝗬𝐴 also scored 60 in that match, 41 deliveries. So if they can somehow manage to break this break this pair, pick up a wicket, get a new batter in, then they'll put a little bit more pressure. It's turning out to be a really good over.
Yeah, excellent. Look at 𝗂𝗏𝗧𝐸. He's quite tall. Needs to have very good action. Left arm around the wicket, but not the conventional way. Not between the umpire and the stumps, just coming on the outside of the umpire.
Yeah, it's turning out to be a lovely over. He's given nothing away, and there is a bit of a grip and a bit of a turn. He's already picked up a wicket of his very first delivery. He needs to finish off nicely here. He's just given him a single in this over.
Well, that was a gift. 𝗀 wasn't going to spare him. I think it carried all the way. Flat and hard for a maximum.
Yeah, what a way to finish the over. Just spoils the last delivery. It was 𝗀 𝗬𝐴 who smashed it over long off for the maximum. Tracking shot to finish the over. Kingsmen X 45 for 1. Look at that low full toss. Easy. Too easy. Poor delivery. Gets the treatment. 45 for 1 after 7.
𝗏 got dismissed for 10, part of a good opening partnership, but Cheyenne has been more belligerent. Strike rate is 136 at this stage. Probably allow 𝗏 𝗬𝐳 to take a little bit of time if he wants to get used to these conditions. And the momentum being carried by 𝗏 𝗬𝐻𝑒𝐿𝐵𝐻𝑒𝐻. Karnik Patel, more left arm spin in action. Prepared to have a look in. 𝗏 𝗬𝐳 just quietly knocks it into the gap.
Yeah, he'll take a little bit time, but then once he gets his eye in, then he'll be looking to play a few shots here. I can tell you that. 𝗏 𝗬𝐻𝑒𝐿𝐵𝐻, very good. He's moved to 30 of just 22 deliveries. He's played some glorious shots.
Firm drive, just in the air for a little while, but away from the fielder.
He's getting to move on now. 𝗏 𝗬𝗻𝑒𝐿𝐵𝐻
gradually found his touch, gradually got accustomed to the pace of the pitch. Nicely placed by 𝗏 𝗬𝐳 just to skip down the wicket and found the gap with ease.
Well, that's exactly what I was expecting. A couple of deliveries, and then he said, okay, I've seen enough. I'm going to take on the bowler. Good use of the feet, going to the pitch of the delivery, and then flicking it away into the gap. What a lovely shot. There was a fielder in the deep, but they had no chance whatsoever. Went quick, flat for a boundary.
Excellent use of the feet, and then that flick of the wrist allowed him to find that gap. This is a full toss. Easy pickings, although just couldn't hit the gap as well as he did on the last occasion. Just a single, bit of a sluggish running as well. I think they're queuing up now, both of them. They want to have a piece of this. Cheyenne, pretty guilty of being a little greedy for the strike.
Yeah, he missed out on that occasion. With that boundary, 50 comes up for Kingsmen X.
Patel finishes off with a good delivery. Be disappointed overall with his effort in the first over. 8 done. Kingsmen X 52 for 1. Second day of this Atlanta Open T20 2024. Plenty of action across this beautiful Paramveer Sports Complex. 3 fields being used today as well. Gorgeous morning. Started off pretty cool and fresh. It's getting pleasantly warm as we will stretch from morning into the afternoon. It's again good use of feet. And how was your first day and how did you find in and around Atlanta where you're staying?
Well, been busy. Not a lot to see because came in the morning because we have early start, 10:30 start. So the toss at 10 o'clock. So we need to be here by earlier than that. And by the time you go back to your room, you really don't have an opportunity to go out and see around. So I haven't been out at all. But hopefully, sooner than later.
Yeah, this is the best time of the year to be around. this part of the world, it can get really hot and humid around August and September. So gotta find time to do things. There's plenty of things to do, Atlanta.
Double headers. Faisal doesn't really give me an opportunity to go out, does it?
As a commentator, yeah, we know we work in those leagues at times and we watch close delivery. What happened? It was fired in, but way down the leg side.
I think there was an opportunity for stumping here because it is wide, but if had he gathered the keeper, he was way out of his crease. That is a big, big miss here. As it's a wide, the batter on strike was a 𝗭𝗫 𝐍𝐴, the player who got to 100. There you go. That's how you rub salt on the wound. You miss him, and then the next delivery goes on for the maximum. And they've only got themselves to blame.
And how often does this happen? After a missed opportunity, a boundary or a six follow. Wicketkeeper Vivek had the opportunity get rid of 𝗭𝗫 𝐍𝐴, and as long as he stays in the middle, it will prey on the minds of Vivek. Although a tough chance down the leg side, but this is where you earn your money as a wicketkeeper. These are the chances you're expected to grab. 𝗭𝗫 loading up with a big booming backlift. This was good delivery though, not allowing him to get underneath it.
He's looking dangerous. 𝗭𝗫 𝐍𝐴. Once again, both the batters now getting together to build up this partnership.
Nicely weighted 𝗭𝗫 Jahangir. Did stop a little, but this is the advantage when you spend time in the middle. You get used to the pace. You're able to make use of that delivery as well, which was a quite decent delivery.
They'll be thinking to get this run rate up. Now they've just gone above 7 runs in an over, 7.13. Eyeing the leg side.
It's the experience of these two. You can't find the boundary. You make sure you make use of every delivery. 9 gone. Kingsmen X64 for 1. Rejected. Partnership of 26 of 17 deliveries. For the players who share the same initials, at least as far as the first and last name goes. Generally, Sri Lankan names can be quite long. I don't know if 𝗭𝗫 𝐍𝐴 has a middle name.
He played represented Sri Lanka for 12 ODIs and 18 T20 internationals. 𝗭𝗫 𝐍𝐴. Sri Lankan under 23s also, Sri Lankan under 19s. Has got more than 5,000 runs in first class cricket. So he's got tons of experience. Listed for almost 4,500 runs. And he's certainly enjoying his outing here yesterday and even today.
This entire lineup of Kingsmen X, they comprise of international players. Talk about 𝗭𝗫 𝐍𝐴, 𝗭𝗫 Jahangir's USA exploits, but also 𝗭𝗫 Jahangir has played for Pakistan under 19. Has had good experience before he came over. That's many years ago. Around 2017, I think he moved over here and started the local circuit. This is big, but the fielder was in line, just took him on, and for a moment his heart must have been in his mouth. Could this be a better effort? We'll have to wait and see for the replay.
Was there a chance? It looked like it might have been, and opportunity for the fielder to hang on to that catch. We'll have to wait and see. Again, making it into a full toss by using his feet. Oh, way above. Way above. Just could not go and close to that ball. Again, good piece of timing.
Down the wicket. This time, no chance. The fielder just turned back and was starting to retrieve the ball because Jayasuriya had timed that magnificently.
This is even bigger. This is even bigger. Now he's cracking on. There's a back-to-back sixes for Shehan Jayasuriya. And he's really turning it on in this over.
Well, getting up to the halfway stage, these are ominous signs for the Atlanta force that projected score has gone up to 161. We've seen run scoring in this pitch is pretty difficult. There has been plenty of full tosses and freebies in the last 4 overs. Something you don't want to offer to these players with pedigree and experience.
So what about that stumping chance, Faisal? Great opportunity, and he was on strike. It's the keeper who messed it up. Yes, it was wide, it was down the leg side, but that should have been taken, and had he got it into the gloves, he would have been in business because Shehan Jayasuriya was way out of his crease.
The longer that Shehan Jayasuriya stays, Vivek will be thinking about that miss-stumping. And also, think about that. Getting a new batter in is never easy to start on these pitches. So that was a double-edged sword for Vivek, and he'll have to live with that, at least for the time that Jayasuriya remains in the middle. At the halfway stage, Kingsmen 79 for 1. Thank you. Vinod Bhai, Ajay, and you lead.
I've been searching, huh? I've been searching, brother.
Against Wasima Khan, right? No, not that was 70.
Ali Khan for his first spell together with my dear friend Faisal, and we're just getting some behind the scenes information there from our dear brother who had an ODI best of 82, and he was telling us that Sakleen brought some bees with him whilst he was bowling. Shah?
Yeah, I've heard of that before as we watched a good bit of footwork on the boundary. Was that good enough to prevent the boundary?
Yeah, I'd like to see that again. 83 for 1. Kingsmen X. Oh, there it is, Shah. Let's look at this.
Make up your own mind with that.
Yeah.
No third umpire, so it's a long way away from the umpire. They have to rely on the fielder's call.
There's Mangesh, one of the organizers here. Shehan has been good after the match yesterday, I was told. This one drifts away from him. So we'll look at that again. Still some turn on this track. A much better batting track though than we had on opening day. And kudos to the ground staff here led by the former West Indies all-rounder Hamish Anthony. I think they did some work. Overnight, you think, Shah? You're the local man here.
Yeah, the thing with the curators is like you have to give them a lot of credit because after the games finish, everyone goes home. They don't,
Yep.
especially when you have back-to-back double headers. I have to say this pitch looks-wise, it was much better than yesterday, although early morning moisture will be there. I'm really keen to see when it dries out, especially in the second innings or second game.
There's a buddy, 𝗂𝗧 Patel, the owner of the facility here.
Yeah, he's been an ever-present. He does like to take keen interest in everything.
Yes. In the air. And it's going to clear long off. That's 6 runs. You thought for a moment there, Shah, that he was not in control of the shot. But it just kept going and going and going like 𝗂𝗧 Patel. And it went over the boundary for 6.
This old age-old cliche, was going, and it went.
That could have brought down an American Airlines jet. The height it made.
Was that an endorsement? I know you're a popular man. You fly so much. Tell me about it.
I hope it's an endorsement. I hope I can at least get my luggage free. Driving through the offside and a lovely stop. Still, they get a single. 𝗂𝗧 Patel, I think he knows every blade of grass on this field.
It's hard work, blood, sweat, and money that has gone into this facility. You won't blame him, would you?
Takes a lot of pride in his facility here. I would like to see him continue to develop it too. Probably some permanent seating. But even before that, I think you need some facilities for the players in terms of the dressing rooms and stuff, Shah.
I'd really love him to have that kind of facility, the changing rooms, the showers, and probably an exclusive executive box at the top of that building where he can sit and watch his facility with pride.
But I can't sit.
In what? Yeah, well, he has to because I know that his friends come over from all over the country. That will be the vantage point to see everything from a top and admire and be proud of.
Yes, of course. We have to face the fact that he has done a lot for cricket in Atlanta just by having this facility here. It's always a hive of activity here on the weekends, especially, and now even during the week. A lot of cricket being played here, and this is the only way America's cricket will go forward by playing on turf pitches.
Yeah, that's true. You said weekends, I think during cricket season, almost every day is some activity going on here.
A bit too close to cut. Still he's able to force it away there, Shehan. So Shehan is on 43 and Shehan is on 34.
Are we mute?
'93 for 1, 8 overs to go, and they're poised here to get a good score, Shah. Any predictions?
Well, I mean, they got a long batting lineup, so Atlanta Force should be dreading facing a huge target. And at one stage, I mean, Kingsmen would have been happy with 140, but now the projected scores read 155. with wickets in hand, they can really go upwards of that too. Especially the kind of bowling we've seen in the last few overs. Other than that one missed opportunity, the spinners haven't really bowled well.
Even from the opening over from Aposa, I was listening on and I heard you mention that if he bowls like that, then he's not allowing the pitch to be a factor. And I thought that was exactly, that has been the key here this morning from the Atlanta Force.
𝗬𝗏𝗽, one of their more experienced campaigners. Oh, there's a big shout. I think Jayasuriya was overbalancing, but still remained in the crease at all times, according to the umpire.
Now let's have a look at this. Yeah, it was always grounded.
𝗬𝗏𝗽 once again causing trouble. He's been the only spinner who's really bowled well and exploited the conditions better. He's gone at less than 5, coming to the end of his spell. More evidence of that turn and bounce. He's really found the right pace as well on this pitch, because you can't afford to be short. Otherwise, it will sit up. Jayasuriya found it appropriate. Just block it and see off 𝗬𝗏𝗽, who's finished off with none for 16 of his 4. 13 gone, 93 for 1. Nicely, quietly into the gap. Soft hands. Yeah, the momentum is with Kingsmen for sure. And with these conditions, you feel that the young Atlanta Force are now looking to just limit the damage. Projected score reads at this stage at 163.
I never go with that. To me, that's always wrong. I think that the commentators normally have a good idea. They can sum up the conditions and the situation of the match. It's not a mathematical formula. It's one more. I thought 𝗪𝗍 has been very, very short in the over and is lucky to get away with just 10 runs.
16 gone. 130 for 1. Pen, please. Pen. You're feeling for very long overs coming for Atlanta Force. With 9 wickets in hand, 2 set batters going berserk. It's not going to be easy for the inexperienced bowlers.
Fire tender goes speeding down the 4-1-1. One hopes that everything is okay. You always get anxious when you see the fire tenders going at pace.
Traffic moves very rapidly here at 411. It's quite busy, but you hardly ever see any hiccups. Oh, that's full toss. I'm sure it's going to be a no ball, but Shayan Jahangir has gotten hold of that. All right. Wow, what a strike.
And there goes Trinidad and Tobago's under 19 opening batsman, Kyle Ramdo, doing the fielding. Let's have a look at that again. Not that. Let's wait on the replay.
Free hit coming your way after this delivery. Probably we'll get to see replay after this. It's a free hit now.
Again, similar type delivery. He's caught, but I think it's going to be called no ball, and it is. And he could get run out. Yeah, it's all happening. Not out, says the umpire. Jahangir was looking to come down the ground. He was not sure. Good thinking, though, by Jayasuriya, just to advise him that here comes another full pitch delivery.
Yeah, that's very selfless from Jayasuriya because he knew it's going to be a free hit and he wanted Jahangir to take that free hit instead of him going to the other end. There was a big single, but he refused. He told him, well, it's another free hit coming, right? You can have that as well. How cool is that from Jayasuriya?
Yeah. Both players seem to have a very good relationship, and they've shown that in his partnership. Now, Abdullah has been running very, very far from even the edge of the boundary. Reminds me of Michael Holding, but until he reaches the stumps.
Well, I think the ball has been taken out of his hands.
Yeah, he
There's
has
two
to be
warnings.
Yeah, 2 warnings, so someone else has to complete.
It could still be free hit. How is that going to read to the figures of the bowler who's just going to take up the ball from Abdullah? Drama here
Well,
at the Paramveer.
Abdullah is speaking to Jahangir. I don't know what Jahangir said, but Jahangir is not his choice. He doesn't have a say in the matter.
Not at all.
He continues to plead with the umpire who has given him his cap. So he's earned the cap from the umpire. Someone else has to complete the over.
It's really started well for the Atlanta Fire. First 5 overs, they really bowled with good discipline for the most part. They had a wicket.
Atlanta Force.
Atlanta Force, rather. And since then, things have gone pear-shaped. After the dismissal of Awaz Zia, they really struggled. Going back in the innings after 5 overs, they were 25 for none. After 6, they were 38 for none, which was a reasonable start for the bowling side.
That's excellent in a power play to reduce your opposing team to just 38.
Yeah, but then the wheels came off, it may seem, and they're completely off now. 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏 is going to bowl that free hit.
That's still in effect. How unfair is that to 𝗧𝗏𝗧? She comes into bowl. He hasn't bowled before. And his first ball is a free hit. And it goes for 6. One big stride forward, playing through the lines, taking his hands through the shot. That's 6 runs.
Yeah, you got to take some of the pain that was caused by your teammate. And 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏 will reflect in his figures that he had no fault of his own when he bowled that free hit.
Look at that. Lovely use of the feet. So he goes again. Oh, that's a bit nasty down there.
And that spin really has done for the fielder. They were converging on each other as well. There was a chance of a collision at one stage.
There's 𝐾𝐻 𝐸𝐿, Trinidad and Tobago's opening batsman at the under-19 level.
This was short from 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏, asking for trouble. Look at that.
Everyone was beaten by that delivery. 𝐸𝐸 saved the camera. Or so we think.
Well, he was in the mix of all that. It could have been a 3-vehicle collision. But luckily.
So at deep mid-wicket, you just saw 𝐾𝐻 𝐸𝐿, who is, as I said before, the opening batsman. But just time it's in the air, the opening batsman for Trinidad and Tobago at the under-19 level. And then at long off, you have Liam Mamchan, who's the opening bowler for Trinidad and Tobago under-19 as well. These guys enjoying their time up here.
You should be playing what you got them up to doing now. I know
Well,
you played
Mamchan is
yesterday.
playing for some, yeah.
He
1
had a
for
good outing
14.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Very good. I'm sure you're not coaching him. That's why he's that good.
That is why I definitely stay away from that.
Very clever. Very sensible.
Pushed nicely. But in all seriousness here, Shah, they can easily get up to 180, 190 from this position.
Yeah, I feel the hint in the body language of the Atlanta Force. They're just counting down the deliveries. It's painful, and they will find out when they come to bat on this pitch.
It's a beautiful batting trap. Oh my! Asking to be hit.
Begging to be hit.
Really bad delivery.
Well, against the players of this pedigree, you don't want to give them second invitation, and at the moment,
Look at that. That was a half chucker. I think Jahangir would be disappointed. He didn't hit that out of here into Powder Springs. 154 for 1. $24 runs in the over so far. Shah Jahangir player always had a lot of time for, and fielded.
Nearly cleaned up his non-striking partner,
Yes.
who was kind enough to allow him to hit free hits. And Shayan nearly took him off.
Shayan goes on to 75.
What an expensive over this has been. 17 gone. 155 for 1.
25 runs in the over. So this is something I also wanted to find out. Why do players from the East, players from Pakistan, Bangladesh, India, always kneel when they drink water?
Okay, there are a couple of reasons.
Educate me, my friend.
Firstly, I'd have to bring in and say that it's a religious virtue to drink or eat while sitting down, and some modern research has actually proved that if you consume any food or drink, you're better off sitting down instead of standing up. So that's more of a ritual and belief that that is the right way to be grateful as well for all the blessings, and obviously food and drink is a blessing.
Establishes a short-hand jab down the ground, and it goes for 4. Really poor effort. I know
Yeah,
you're very, very hard on fielders when they miss field shot.
yeah, there's one thing, one skill in the game of cricket that you don't have to be blessed with a lot of talent. You can improve it with your sheer effort, and it was poor indeed.
You can't, and one thing, you can't say just you can get a bad bong say at Paramveers.
Yeah, on this outfield, you have no excuses. And also in this day and age in T20 cricket, there's no hiding place. If you're not a good fielder, you will be exposed.
Definitely.
So you cannot, I mean, it's not even an option not to work on your fielding anymore. Got to be a good fielder, regardless of you being a good batter or bowler, and still add value to the team if you're the best fielder.
Driving nicely. Fielded though. Chenchas are using his feet.
Generally, with the subcontinent nature of origin cricketers, fielding is always an added advantage. You're a good fielder, more often than not, you just get in the playing 11.
He's gone down the track, and Chancery has to go out stump for 62. And Atlanta Force will breathe a sigh of relief.
Quickly from Rishi Pandey. He's a very talented cricketer himself. Threw the ball up in the air, landed it correctly, and a bit of spin. There's always spin on offer on this pitch. But Shahan Jayasuriya will take the long walk back. After another sizzling knock in this year's Atlanta Open, he's gone for 62. And Kingsmen X are now 160 for 2.
Dragging him and fighting him to come down the track. And on pitching, he lost his shape there. Ball turning away from him. That's the goal. Jahangir is still there, poised on the 80. Tajinder's the man coming in, and if he gets a fair amount of the strike here over the next 2 overs and a bit, Jahangir could well get a century.
Yeah, and he'll be good value for that. He really batted well. Don't forget that it didn't come all easy for him at the beginning. He really had to work really hard for his runs, get used to the pace of the pitch. He was really doing all sorts when pitched in the right areas in the first 6 overs. So he had to ride through that phase, and then he's earned himself the opportunity to capitalize on second and third string of bowling in some loose stuff. You can only do that if you remain in the middle. You can't score any runs from the dugout.
So the new man Tajinder is in. Short, yeah, from 𝗵𝗧.
Another googly though, but length wasn't right. Tejinder is also a very, very experienced cricketer and a very good batter. Skipper of this Kingsman X. He was in action last week in Dallas in the minor league championship playoffs, and then the big finale. Ended up on the winning side in that championship, Tejinder Singh. Cheyenne has gone big. Very, very big. In fact, it went almost to the highway.
It was a shorthand jab. Bat speed was the key there. Look at that. Quick bat speed. And out of here. Motoring along to that century. Goes on now to 86.
How big that hit would be, you know, got a good sized boundary. Then there is a fence, and it landed about 10 meters over the fence.
An international venue that'll be into the stands. Definitely.
Good 85, 90-meter hit. I'd make it.
Yep. I saw him at the Tampa Open And he was the player of the series there as well. So I took notice of him from since then.
And that must have been 2017.
Around that time. And of course the bowling was not as good as what he would face at the Atlanta Open. Tampa Open has like just the normal weekend cricketers and some older folks who still play the game. Kudos to them. But he was scoring runs in nearly every match. Head to head, he was going with Nasir Khan. But in the end, he took the crown. 𝗬𝗧.
Tejinder has done the right thing by getting Cheyenne on strike. 86, 14 shy of his 100. Just 48 deliveries he took. 4 fours and 8 sixes. Where is he looking? He's just cast us an eye on that far corner. Is that his area?
But it's free.
𝗏𝗄𝗧 has bowled quite a few off cutters in his time, so that will be the right angle. Look at where Cheyenne Jahangir is setting up, showing him all his 3 stumps behind him.
This time he drives upishly through the offside. It's just going to bounce away and a lovely stop in the end. Ball pitching, spinning in the opposite direction. Good stop.
Yeah, 𝗏𝗄𝗧, despite Cheyenne showing him all his 3 stumps behind him, still went for that, hiding outside the off-stump line.
And the reason why he went across and took that stance was to access those full and wide deliveries. And he fed him there. He should have been looking to go into the stumps with the Yorker. Tejinder gets the single. He's doing the right thing, as Charles said. Did give up though. And he's going back. And there's an appeal. Not out, says the goodly umpire. They go back for 2.
Originally, they were happy with the single, but the fielder took a punt. He had one stump to aim, and then in doing so, he conceded the overthrow. There was chance at striker end, but Tejinder made it comfortably.
Sammy advances down. I thought he had edged that, but Posa did get the ball to move away from him.
Yeah, that's what Tejinder was pointing in the background. A little leg cutter action. Like I said, Posa had bowled plenty of off cutters. With this old ball at this stage, he reverted to that leg cutter. Once again, the ball gripped. Even at this late stage, sun has been coming down. Probably not as warm at this stage of the day. Swing and a miss.
Let's have a look at that again and judge for ourselves. Ooh, well, it was outside the guideline, the blue line that is there to just guide the umpire. It's still in the umpire's estimation, as if it's a wide or not.
Yeah, in the end, he wasn't really unjustified to ask for it because he advanced down the wicket. He didn't cover the angle to the side that would allow the umpire to add that movement into that blue line further wide of the off stump.
Slow delivery, peeling off the outside edge of the bat, spinning away, and it's into the boundary for 4. Despite the best efforts of the young man running back, I think he might have twisted his ankle.
It didn't look good. Just did slide a little bit. That is very nasty. Boundary to finish off the over. He's still on the ground. 19 gone, 175 for 2.
Hopes that the young man is okay. See young players in all their exuberance throw themselves around. seems to be serious.
Yeah, the umpires are heading in that direction too.
I think they'll have to make a decision as to if they continue the game without him. And it's good that the umpires have gone down there because one thing, the umpires have been on time. Probably a little too much on time. That's why they wanted to start the game 3 minutes early. But of course, the stations around the globe that are taking this feed, they would have probably had ads running, news being read, Shah. So they wanted to start at a certain time.
Yeah, that's the general practice. You start on time, although the setting was ready 3 minutes prior to that, but
You can see the heat coming off the ground as well. So we're back and ready to go. It's going to be 𝗂𝐬𝐻 who is going to take up the attack, left arm orthodox. This is the final over. The interest is to see whether or not Jahangir could get 13 runs to get a century. 𝗂𝐬𝐻. Jahangir down the track and he's out stumped. The ball pitched, it moved away from him, and he has to leave. 87, a number that the Australians don't particularly like. And Jahangir goes, but what an effort from him. You can see here, he used his feet nicely, and 𝗂𝐬𝐻 was able to pull him wide. The ball, even on pitching, went further, and the wicketkeeper was able to have a shower and then complete that stumping to tell you how far down Jahangir was. But what an innings from Jahangir. A good talent here for the USA team, showing his capabilities yet again. I want to thank all our sponsors. Rahim Business Management Group, Top Dollar Amusement, VPR, whose delivery is looking to reverse sweep. Of course, this is live production. It's on Cricket 360. AA US Mortgage, HRA, Eastside Pediatrics. This time out of the ground. Bam! Just like that. In the zone, so to speak. What a shot. First delivery, he tried to reverse sweep, then realized there's no value in playing that shot at this point. It's just about using the long handle and looking to assess cow corner or deep mid wicket, even long on. He was able to get that over cow corner for 6. 𝗂𝐬𝐻 1 for 28. 3 deliveries he has to go. And this is a very imposing score, but I'll tell you something though. You can't compare what you're seeing today to what you saw yesterday in terms of the factor that the track plays. It's a much better batting track, as you would have heard from the pitch report done by Atta. Down the ground,